The holiday season is here, Bethans, and of course I'll be sharing my special coconut rice recipe with you guys just as a sign of my love for you, okay? Trust me, this coconut rice recipe is the bomb and you have to try it, you have to.
Ryan Little.
To begin with, of course, you would need some coconut milk. Let me tell you, I did not have power for stress, okay? So I just made do with the ones they sell at the supermarkets. But if you have the power, if you have the muscle to break coconut, juice it and all of that, then please be my guest, okay? Of course, we'll be needing some rice because what else are we cooking in the milk? In here, I have some washed basmati rice. Feel free to use any rice of your choice. You can also go ahead to parboil your rice, but for this one, I just washed the rice. Next up are my peppers and my onions. Of course, for this recipe, we will be using some smoked catfish. Guys, write this down. You do not want to miss this. This elevates the taste of this food. This brings life to the dish. So yes, get yourself some smoked catfish. Now to garnish the rice, I also have some spring onions which I have chopped up into smaller sizes. I would also be adding some carrots, because again, Betha loves colors, so yeah. In here, I also have my ginger and garlic paste. I use fresh ginger and garlic for this recipe, but then if you have the powdered ones and all of that, then you can go ahead and use that, okay? Now let's cook proper, okay? Of course, the first thing you want to put in your pot is some oil. Feel free to use some coconut oil, but for this one, I'm using just pure vegetable oil, alright? Now, as soon as the oil heats up a bit, I'm going to add my garlic and ginger paste and just, fry this for about 30 seconds. Now once that is done, you want to add your cleaned catfish into this. To clean my fish, all I did was to put my fish in cold water for a few minutes to soften up and then I deboned it, alright? Now allow this release its flavor in the oil for about 1 to 2 minutes, okay? Now at this point, we're going to introduce our onions. Yes, you want to stir that together. Right now, I'm just adding my peppers to the mix, stirring that for a little bit and giving it some time to cook. Now I'm adding my thyme. Of course, there's no curry for this recipe, okay? I guess my heat was a bit too much, so please don't be like me, reduce your heat, okay? Now the next thing I'm adding right now is my rice, my washed basmati rice. I'm just going to stir this into the mix and allow that stir fry for about 5 minutes, so that we can get some texture before we go on ahead to the next step, okay? At this point, I'm going ahead with my seasoning cubes. Once I add that, I'm just going to stir for a little bit more, and then of course we're ready to move on to the next step. Now it's time for the coconut marriage, okay? The marriage between the rice and the milk. Guys, if your neighbors don't come knocking at your door once this starts to boil up, then not be my recipe follow, because my neighbor come ask me, say, Betha, wait till you cook, you are key person. If they don't ask like that, then maybe something is wrong, okay? Something has to be wrong. Now, of course, the African in me made me rinse out my plate with water, yes, because we have to get all that milk, okay? Guys, I realized at this point that I hadn't added some salt, so yeah, I did that, stirred that for a little bit, stirred it up, and of course, went on ahead to cover with a foil paper. For your rice to cook properly, you do not necessarily need a lot of water. All you need is just water right above the rice, and of course a foil paper to lock in every single moisture. You need the moisture for your rice to cook, not necessarily high heat, okay? Let's not lie, I had just 3 pieces of chicken left in my freezer, and of course I went on ahead to marinate that off camera and I let that sit for about 1 hour. So right now I'm just transferring my chicken into my air fryer to let it do its thing while our rice also cooks properly, okay? Now at this point, guys, I was just checking on my rice to see if it was completely cooked, but then I realized that it still had a bit of liquid in it, so I decided to cover that up and then take out time to flip my chicken over because you don't want that to burn, okay? By this time, guys, my rice was cooked to perfection and it was time for me to garnish it. So of course I went on ahead to add my carrots as well as my spring onions, and of course I stirred that together. Guys, take a look at this beauty. Tell me you don't want to eat this food from the screen right now. Don't lie. Tell me the truth. Tell me. Guys, this is what we have. The best coconut rice ever. Try this recipe if you're a lover of coconut and all the flavors that it brings. Okay guys, let me know if you'll be trying out this recipe. I would really love to know your thoughts on this. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and yeah, please make sure to enjoy your dish with a fresh glass of juice, freshly squeezed. Okay, that's my best. All right, bye guys.